Welcome to the Dektor Corporation. Dektor is the only name that in 1969 invented the PSE and voice stress analysis for lie detection and psychological evaluations. PSE is still the only validated instrument for voice stress analysis. PSE and voice stress analysis were created by two former U.S. Army colonels of counterintelligence. One had been a government-trained polygraph examiner, while the other was a U.S. government-trained electronics expert. Together they created a system for lie detection that was superior to the old polygraph system even to this day. They called their new system voice stress analysis because it uses inaudible vocal tremors of the voice to determine truth or deception. PSE has no painfully attached wires that all polygraph machines must use. The PSE does not have any limitations, drawbacks, or inconclusive that all polygraphs have. Many types of countermeasures will beat the polygraph tests. However, there are no countermeasures that will beat any PSE tests. Only PSE has independent validation studies that use real crimes to prove our technology, training techniques, and chart analysis techniques can achieve complete accuracy. Only PSE has been validated by the U.S. government for almost 45 years. Only PSE results have been admitted into court as evidence. Only PSE has a 220-page book that is published on our website to read that was independently published in 1980. The book proved the complete validity of Dektor's system for training, testing techniques, and chart analysis techniques. The book was published by Mr. Michael Kradz. Mr. Kradz was a former U.S. government-trained polygraph examiner, former chief of investigations for the state of Maryland, and he also had a master's degree in psychology. Only PSE system of voice stress analysis qualifies to the EEOC standards for employment screening of government and law enforcement personnel. There is roughly 25 imitation voice lie detectors sold today. These imitation voice lie detectors claim to do what the PSE does, however they have no independent studies that prove their hype. These imitations use fancy websites, unrealistic technical talk, and vastly inflated sales figures to fool people into thinking their imitation gadgets are real and have accuracy. Some sellers even use fake titles such as doctor in their name to impress people. These imitation voice lie detectors may use lights, words, numbers, or waveforms to show lies. And even a few gadgets have patterns that vaguely look like PSE patterns. However, none of them have any independent studies to prove their validity. Don't be fooled. There is only one system for voice stress analysis, and that system is called PSE, and only Dektor invented it. Only Dektor sells it and does training worldwide. After watching this short video, please read all the sections in this huge website and in the 270-page CD posted on this page. We will now show you in this video the various screenshots of the PSE 7010 and the various steps in the PSE 7010 program to do voice stress analysis. After watching this video, you will see why Dektor calls the PSE the easy to learn, easy to use truth verification system. After you download the PSE software from the CD or from an email link that we will send you, you will see the PSE icon on your desktop. To open the PSE program, put the cursor on the PSE icon and double left click. After you double click the icon, the first window you will see says Welcome to Dektor Corporation, as indicated by A. It asks if you wanted to create a new project, open an existing project, or exit. You decide what you want to do. If you choose Create a New Project, as shown by A, fill in the client's name and click OK. You are now at the home page as indicated by A, which is the icon of a house. You will fill in the client's name, subject's name, the name of the PSE examiner, and fill in any information in the notes section about the case. After filling in the home page, click on the microphone symbol indicated by B at the top of the page to go to the recording section. This is the recording page. This is where you will record the conversation with the subject, including the test questions and answers for the analysis. By clicking the Help section indicated by A, you have the option to make the PSE cycles and background of the cycles any color that you would like. The various recording and playback functions of the PSE program are indicated by B and C. By clicking the recording button B, you start the recording of the interview. The average interview session is about 2 hours. For every gigabyte of hard drive space that you have on your computer, you will be able to record about 10 different sessions. All sessions are recorded for various purposes. The recordings are kept for 10 years by examiners in case they are needed again to be reviewed or for court. The recording of the subject's answers to the test questions are analyzed later for truth or deception or for psychological evaluations. The recordings are also made to protect everyone's rights against false accusations by either party at this later time. The recording also preserves all confessions made by the subject during the interview. PSE has always used a recorder for these reasons. Polygraph and imitation voice stress analysis programs have never used a recorder with their devices and never had those benefits of using them. The letter D indicates the volume adjustment lever that is used to adjust the recording level input. The recording level of the vocal input is indicated by E as it is being recorded. F indicates the time on the clock that shows the amount of time that has passed during the interview with the subject. The letter G indicates the recording box that contains the raw voice data of the subject and any other person being recorded. The raw voice data is the unfiltered vocal sounds of the person being recorded. H indicates the tree where the various saved sound segments are stored to be filtered and analyzed later. After the interview and test is over, click the square stop button and stop the recording. Click the F icon, which stands for filter, at the top of the screen as indicated by I to go to the filter section where the PSE examiner will cut the various filtered vocal answers of the subject. The PSE technology will filter the sound segments after they are cut by the PSE examiner, and they will become PSE patterns for analysis, either for truth and deception or psychological evaluations. The patterns will also be stored automatically in answer boxes. On the recording page, you will see various information being displayed. A indicates the raw voice data of the conversation. B is the question and answer box that is activated to save a specific sound segment. It is indicated by a round blue icon labeled QA. C indicates the time clock showing how much time has elapsed for a conversation. D indicates a specific saved sound segment in the file tree. In the raw voice data, E indicates a saved sound segment to be saved and analyzed. After you click F, which stands for filter, you will go to the selection mode page to cut the vocal answers of the subject and filter them using the PSE technology to make the patterns that will be analyzed by the PSE examiner. After you click on the filter icon F at the top of the screen, which is indicated by A, you are taken to the selection mode page as indicated by B. The filter page is where the vocal answers by the subject will be cut by the examiner, electronically filtered, and will become the PSE patterns that are analyzed by the examiner. The filter patterns will automatically be placed into the answer boxes. The saved sound segments can then contain the recorded portion of the questions, and the subject's answers are indicated by C, located all the way to the right of the screen in the section called the tree. When C is clicked, the saved recorded segment automatically appears in the raw voice data box F. The letter D indicates 2 of the 65 answer boxes which are filtered vocal responses by the PSE technology are stored. The letter E indicates the commands used to see the various saved PSE filtered patterns that have been stored in the answer boxes. On this page you can see the individual sound segments of the subject that have not been filtered by the PSE technology in the raw voice data box, which is indicated by A. While in the selection mode, we are able to cut the various unfiltered sound segments as indicated by B. We are also able to cut those segments by using the scissor button that is indicated by A. The PSE technology automatically filters each sound segment and stores them in answer boxes. C indicates the various filter patterns stored in these answer boxes. By using 2 border lines that are created by using the click of a mouse, you can isolate a sound segment in the raw voice data box. Then the examiner clicks A to hear the vocal segment, or click B to print this screen page. Above each answer box, the PSE examiner can write the question that was asked to the subject, as indicated by C. If the subject's answer to the question was no, he would click E. If the answer was yes, then you can click D. If the examiner wants to hear the answer in the answer box, he can click F. If the examiner wants to delete the stored pattern in the answer box, he can click the button indicated by G. Every vocal segment of the subject is cut, filtered, and stored in the answer boxes. The filter patterns are compared and analyzed by the examiner. To compare the various PSE patterns to determine truth or deception, or for psychological analysis, the examiner clicks H to go to the compare mode. In the compare mode, A indicates the answer boxes with filtered patterns, while the letter B indicates two PSE patterns from the answer boxes in much greater detail, so you can compare and evaluate for stress by the examiner. If the examiner wants to delete a pattern in a compare box, he then clicks C. He can then put another PSE pattern in its place. If he clicks D, he can listen to the word that is inside the compare box. He can also click the option E, which will bring it up to a print page. If the PSE pattern is too squeezed together, the examiner can stretch it out by the pattern by clicking F, so the examiner can look at the pattern in much greater detail. To make the pattern as large as the screen, the examiner clicks G. This picture shows a PSE pattern stretched out for better evaluation by the examiner. This picture shows a PSE pattern with full size of the screen for far better evaluation. After all of the vocal segments are cut, filtered, and put into answer boxes, the examiner compares all of the PSE filtered patterns in a test to each other to see if the PSE pattern had the most stress. Depending on the question, the PSE answer pattern with the most stress will determine if the subject is telling the truth or is being deceptive. In psychological evaluations, the patterns with the most stress will indicate the areas that are causing stress in the person. The PSE is used for criminal investigations, civil matters, employment screenings, psychological evaluations, spousal testing, probation, parole, testing of sexual offenders, and many others. To be sure the PSE technology is calibrated correctly, the examiner can click A, which is the test button. If the PSE technology is calibrated correctly, a window will appear that shows that the test has passed, as indicated by the letter B, and the result will also be recorded in the file tree, as shown by C. You have now seen how easy the PSE 7010 program is to use for truth verification or psychological evaluations. No complicated manuals to read or learn, no gimmicks, only the functions needed by a skilled PSE examiner to do accurate and reliable lie detection or stress identification for psychological evaluations. The PSE interview and test procedure is a no-stress situation. It is only two people talking. No painful or embarrassing attached wires like the 85-year-old polygraph and the 20-year-old computer polygraph machines must use. The polygraph training takes 8 weeks and is very expensive. However, the PSE training only takes 10 days. With PSE, it was the first and still is the only valid system for voice stress analysis. If you have any questions, please call or email Dektor for a private consultation. We will answer every question you have, and we will help you in whatever business that you will be building. The PSE is the answer to all your lie detection needs. PSE is truly the easy to learn, easy to use truth verification system.